And welcome to episode number 63 of About the Cards podcast, live tonight on YouTube. As always, with me, Stephen Loeffler at Junkwax Twins. Ben Wilson is out on assignment tonight. He's at our trading cards, and I'm Tim Shepler at Big Ship 79. Light just back from a little family quick trip to Monterey, California. Very nice. We hit up Carmel today. And I guess a lot of people down there have money to walk around and drink coffee and walk their dogs on a Wednesday morning because we saw so many people just hanging out down there. It was crazy. So,
but I guess the important question is, do you have fun on vacation?
Oh, I've been on vacation this entire week, and it's been wonderful. My aunt and uncle from Colorado are in town, and we've been hanging out every night except for tonight because I had to be here for the show. And so I'm excited to be here and hang out with Steph. We're missing Ben tonight, but he'll be back next week. So remember, we are a podcast by collectors for collectors. I hope to bring you a smart and insightful podcast discussing trading card collecting. We're live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific, 10 Central. We're on YouTube, Periscope, Facebook Live. What's up, everyone? On all of those media platforms. We appreciate you all. And follow us on Twitter at About the Cards. We're available on a bunch of different podcast entities such as iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, Overcast, and TuneIn. You can always check out our website, aboutthecards.wordpress.com. We have shirts and mugs available on spreadshirt.com. Just take a look there, and we'll take care of you. And I want to give it out to Ken Kinsley. Was smoking some brisket over the weekend and used TuneIn and Alexa to listen to I think it was Google Home to listen to the show. So what's up, Ken? Thank you very much.
I think it was actually both. The Alexa has the TuneIn app, and that's what actually played it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure what his device was. I just remember seeing it on there. And, if you weren't around Thursday, Steph and I hung out together for like an hour, and we got some boxes from Chris Carlin, our guest last week from Upper Deck. And we opened a box of Clerks, which was crazy because that's one of my favorite movies. We opened a box of this year's Goodwin Champions. We'll also open a box of Chronology. I got it right.
The first time, no less.
Yeah, the first time Chronology basketball or hockey.
And then almost had it right.
Yeah, almost. And then Upper Deck's Ultimate Collection hockey. So in our Clerks box, you're guaranteed. And I'm going to show these off. So you're guaranteed a relic, manufactured.
So not showing up.
You're guaranteed 2 autographs, which we pulled on card, and one of them, unfortunately, the lady has passed away. And then a 1-of-1 sketch card.
Dante Randall and is that what, Veronica, I think?
Yeah. So there's that. In Goodwin Champions, we pulled a lenticular Steve Caballero. I didn't even get it right, and it's crazy lenticular. My light's all crazy in here, so you can't see it dance as much. We pulled a Michael Chang relic.
311.
And then we pulled the autograph from Tim Mahoney of 311.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that one.
And his name is actually spelled backwards on the autograph, which is a crazy autograph. And then we had a wood mini, and these are lumberjack minis, and we pulled one of those. So we'll give that away.
Those are like 1 in 24, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's 1 in 24. And then in Chronology, we pulled a Andy Bathgate out of the 222 base card. We pulled a Steve Thomas on-card auto from the Blackhawks.
Meh.
We pulled an Earl Thompson from the Maple Leafs on card.
Kind of cool.
And then we pulled a Doug Gilmour out of 25 on card autograph with a relic for the Leafs.
With the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah. And then we also had an Ultimate Collection. Let's see.
Come see me.
We had Ultimate Collection Jordan Greenway, a giant that plays for the Wild. He's like 6'6" base card.
He's huge. I sat behind the bench once, and he's towering.
We pulled a Kristen Lefsalani for the Winnipeg Jets.
Vesalainen.
Vesalainen out of 25.
We're working on it, guys. We're working on it.
I'm trying. We pulled a Ryan Donato.
Not Ted Donato, but
Donato for the Bruins, rookie patch card. He's now a Wild, so
yes,
glad this box didn't end up at Steph's house. Cam Atkinson, on card auto, jersey relic from the Columbus Blue Jackets. Still mysterious why Columbus, Ohio has a hockey team, but hey.
C-Bus. Actually, there's a pretty good hockey grouping there.
And then an on-card auto, 10 out of 10, Michael McLeod, center rookie center for the Devils, gold autograph.
Mm-hmm.
So we had some fun, and that was the first real. I mean, these are the first high-end boxes I have ever really opened where it's one pack, and I felt like a breaker. Open them, that was fun. And then we put the video. It's on our YouTube page. It says Mail Day, big and yellow, and it has Upper Deck logo on it. So check it out. We're going to be giving these hits away, and so a couple ways to get these hits. If you're a subscriber on our Periscope page, if you like or you follow our new Facebook page. If you're a YouTube subscriber, send us a either tweet us or email us a screenshot that you follow us on YouTube. And those are the three ways that you can win these autographs. And so our email is aboutthecardspod@gmail.com. aboutthecardspod@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on Twitter @aboutthecards. So we'll be giving those away next week. We'll do a random at the beginning of the show next week. So be ready for that. We'll hop right into it. The week that was last week's releases. Topps Living Week 77 with card 229, Bernie Williams, outfielder for the New York Yankees, sold just a few shy of 2,800. Card 230, rookie pitcher Griffin Canning of the Los Angeles Angels, a handful over 2,300. And card 231, Adam Eaton, outfielder, Washington Nationals, beat out Canning by about 6 cards. Even Adam Eaton said he looked fat on that and wanted to know what happened. Check out at Topps Living Stat for a full breakdown of where these cards fall respectively in the set and by team, also in by position. I was not surprised that this was such a low number week. I mean, you have Bernie Williams leading the way, by about a little over 400 cards. He's a retired star, but never going to be a Hall of Famer. Was on a bunch of good Yankees teams, so
right.
Not shocking. And Griffin Canning is pretty much a very quiet rookie year.
Pretty good musician too, from what I hear.
Oh, and Adam Eaton's a decent outfielder. I mean, every team would like to have an Adam Eaton on their squad. So, what's up, Dan? Dan from Korea. And Jake, you're right about that from NorCal. Smash those thumbs up buttons for us. We appreciate it.
And the share one while you're at it.
Yeah, the share would be great. 2019 Topps 5-star baseball dropped, as well as 2019 Panini Absolute Football and 1819 Panini Obsidian Basketball was online only release. We're going to hop in hot off the presses. This week's releases. Topps Living Week 78, card 232. Deion Sanders, retired star of the Atlanta Braves. Card 233, Justice Sheffield, rookie pitcher of the Seattle Mariners. And card 234, Stephen Piscotty, outfielder for the Oakland A's. So we know Ben's excited because the Oakland A's got one, Piscotty in an A's uniform. In Justice Sheffield, I mean, he has prospect cards with the Indians, the Yankees, and the Mariners. So, and
here's your Deion.
The Deion's got a big smile. Oh, he looks like he's angry. And he's like, hello. Wait, go back. Justice Sheffield looks like he's 1,000,000 years old.
Right. I think Yoda's younger.
Yeah.
And then that's not exactly a happy-looking individual either.
No.
Kind of like those, like, you're with the family for family reunion for the side of the family that you don't like that much, and you get
that close.
Like,
they're like,
forced smile, like,
take a picture of Aunt Marge.
Yeah.
Hi, Aunt Marge.
Hey, Angela. I mean, she's in chat replying.
Oh, okay. I mean, it reminds me, I need to bring up something here. Yeah, so no, it's not a super exciting week.
I think Deion's the best of the three.
Yeah.
Something, but two things. One, the logo kind of looks like it's floating there on its own, and the hat looks like it's denim, blue jeans.
Yeah. I think Ryan Cracknell had the best post about it. He said that Dion Smile reminded him of Goodfellas, and he needed to go watch it. The Ray Liotta laugh.
Yes.
That everybody uses in their meme. So, yeah, no, I'm not too excited about this week. I think, that maybe, I have to pick up the Sheffield, but,
Not the Dion?
no. Ah, there you go. There's the Cracknell post. What's up, Ryan? Hope you get to watch the show tonight, bud. We need to have you back on. It'd be amazing. Been a while. Episode 12, and we're already on 63. That's ridiculous. You believe that? 63 episodes, and people are still hanging out with us.
Just means that we have another 9 episodes before it's a year.
Yeah,
should get him on soon.
So, all right. We also had 2019 Topps Luminaries drop today. $205 a box, 1 pack per box, 1 card per pack. You're gonna win autograph, so you're gonna get a $205 autograph. Yeah, this is the third year of the product. It's an all autograph release. No cards are numbered higher than 15. Has a few different themes. And they did this last year: the Home Run Kings, the Hit Kings, and Masters of the Mound. There are some massive book cards that come with lots of autographs. There's Ultra books for Hit Kings and Home Run Kings that are 1 of 1. They have 10 signatures. And we're talking.
You can't really call them Diamond Kings, but
yeah. But we're talking some big names. Like there's an Aaron and Acuna dual autograph, which is cool if you're a Braves fan. A Ruth cut with a Jeter. Not too bad.
With some other scrub.
Yeah. Big Trout with look at that big T. I like that for Tim.
I saw, I think, the R earlier on Twitter from this.
Yeah, so this is a product I'll never touch, but if you're one of those hit chasers or you're looking for something real big and one hitter quitter, this is your product.
Definitely.
Hey, real quick, see the chat. Jake from NorCal in the chat said Sheffield graduated from the town he lived in before he moved, and his brother is also a stud. Great kids too. Yeah, his brother isn't
Jordan?
Jordan, yeah, he's in the Dodger organization. Yeah, good knowledge, Steph.
So, I try. On that topic, what's the most expensive box you bought for a one-off? Yeah.
It'd probably be Bowman Jumbo 2014.
It's not horrible. I think I did
sub 200. Sub 200.
One box of Topps Tier 1. Maybe it was triple. No, not triple threads, but what's that other one that came out right around that time? One of those.
Museum?
Maybe it was Museum. It was like $150 a box. Not horrible. I think the best thing I had was a Royals Redemption Ventura, I think.
Okay.
Not horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think I think it was like a 150, 160 a box. So thanks, Marco, for loving the show. We appreciate that, bud. We appreciate you tell others, share and like and all those fun things. It helps us out. Also this week, something the 2019-20 Panini Contenders draft picks dropped today. I don't know what the original retail is supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be like about $130 a box, but it's somewhere in the neighborhood of about $300 or so now a box. Six packs per box, 18 cards per pack. You're going to get 6 autos, 30 inserts, and 1 parallel per box. It's a 131 card base set. This is the product whose first off the line crashed the Panini website twice in the last few weeks. Look for the 2019-20 NBA rookie class, as well as players from the past and present and current college uniforms, and the RPS college ticket cards have on-card signatures from the top players from this year's draft. We'll talk later about Zion in this. So this product, you got to think. So when Panini made this product, they expected this to be $130 a box product because that's what they retailed the first off the line. And when you buy first off the line, you get like a certain parallel or something to that effect. But it had Zion in it and stuff. So if you hit the Zion parallel, awesome. but these boxes now are going for around 300. So my concern is that someone that buys a box of $130 cards at $300 and their 6 autographs are mid to late first rounders, second rounders, or undrafted free agents, they're going to feel like they just got slaughtered, and they're going to talk crap about the product. It's not Panini's fault this time, right?
There's not much they can do. I mean, if that's what people value it at, and you see this with Bowman every year, it starts off at, MSRP, whatever price, and then jumps in price, because it always does. If there's someone decent in the product.
Yeah. I don't understand it. It's one of those things, like, I get that Zion's in here. He's one guy, but This is college stuff. We're going to talk about one of his autographs out of 5 later in the show. To me, it's a stay away from. Buy on the secondary market if you have a team. Like, if you're a North Carolina guy, right? Kobe White's in here. You're going to have guys dumping this product, even though Kobe White's going to be probably a pretty decent prospect. People are expecting Zion autos in every pack, right? And so it's not going to happen. They're going to try to make up their money quickly. So you might be able to find these things, find your guys or team at a super cheap price right off the bat. So keep your lookout. Some sharp looking cards, but if you're college basketball collector, got my KU gear on tonight, Rock Chalk Jayhawk. So we also
I kind of agree with something I think Dub had mentioned, that if you're going to do parallels in the set, why are you going to change the foiling? Change the seat number, the row number, the ticket number, something like what was that Flair product in late 90s? They did something similar where, what row number it was the rarity of it. And I also found that tweet with the Trout R.
There we go.
From Luminaries.
It's just a handful more to go. But I think if you pulled that out of Luminaries, you spent $205 on the box and you pulled that, you feel pretty good. You'd go back and buy some more, but you shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
You just knocked out the case set, bro.
For 4 figures there?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty nice. 2019-20 Upper Deck O-Pee-Chee hockey dropped. $50 a box, 18 packs per box, 10 cards per pack. Your box break will yield 4 O-Pee-Chee caramel cards, 3 playing cards, 1 glossy or gold glossy parallel, 2 retro black border parallels, 6 blue border parallels, and 18 retro parallels. It's a 600 card base set. I love it. That is girthy. The first 500 tap into all of the NHL rosters, all 31, and then there's 100 inserts after that, which were like score leaders, all-stars, I think, a bunch of different cool stuff. It's definitely a self-builders set. It's one of the biggest base sets that you'll see this year, and the chase elements come from the short prints and tough inserts, not from autographs or relic cards, which is super cool. It's all about the base. I love it.
That's kind of cool. Like, they got a complete playing card set.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking earlier pre-show about the 51 top set with the quote-unquote playing card sized cards they had issued, but O-Pee-Chee is not the first company to do a playing card motive, but I always kind of like when that pops up.
Oh, you know what it reminds me of is I was cleaning out some stuff this weekend, and I found a deck of cards from like the 90s that were Dickens Picks NFL bicycle cards.
Yeah.
The playing cards. And I had a complete set.
Nice.
Yeah. So if anybody's looking for those, there's some great guys. There's right here, Audrey McMillan of the Vikes.
Very nice.
Yeah. I pulled out the Barry Sanders. Everything else is going to be up for grabs. But I thought that was cool.
Why you got to bring a Barry?
Oh, he's
Turtle, we're on fighting words.
Yeah. That's all. My son today, we were in Monterey. My mom bought him a stuffed turtle. So, it's like this big. It's huge. So he's going to have to be a Willens fan now, I guess, right?
I guess. Not that he wasn't already.
Nah, who isn't? What's brewing next week's release is 1819 Upper Deck Premier Hockey, 1819 Panini Immaculate Basketball, in 2019 Panini Spectra Football all drop next week. Spectra, I think, is on Friday. Spectra and the 2 Panini products look like I think they're on Friday. So next week, yeah, Friday. So just a few products. It was supposed to come out. So what's funny is that Bowman Chrome was supposed to come out this week, and then it was pushed to next week, and now it's pushed the week after.
Yeah, I think it's the 21st now.
Yeah, it keeps getting shoved back. So,
which, if I'm not mistaken, that's usually right around when Bowman Chrome comes out anyway. In years past, was like the 21st, the 23rd, the 20th. I'd have to double check, but that sounds about right.
Yeah. So I don't know why they keep screwing around with the date. Just, leave it alone. That'd be nice.
Release on time, guys. Come on.
Yeah. So,
you breaking any of it?
No.
No.
We're gonna hop into Infield chatter.
Let's do it.
Our hobby talk section. Last week's guest, Chris Carlin, had a funny tweet this week. I don't know if you saw it, Steph. Proud dad moment. An usher tried to give my sons Topps cards last night at the Angels game. They looked at them and gave them back to the usher and said, "No, thank you. We only like Upper Deck. God bless these boys." Dude, congratulations. You're raising them right.
Right.
They support dad's company, and that's pretty cool. So, some of these comments down here, it's like, yeah.
I mean, this could easily have just been written up, but why would someone lie about something like that?
It's weird, right?
And I mean, especially if, all the time when Dad was still in the military, I gave all of the Navy kids and the Air Force kids crap because their parents weren't in the Marine Corps. So I could easily see this happening. So
but the Marines are the best. My grandpa was a Marine, so.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
Knew something was right about you.
See? Topps Living. We were supposed to talk about this last week. We didn't have time due to the technical difficulties we had. And I appreciate everyone that stayed through that or listened through that last week. We know it wasn't super fun audio, but good stuff. And Chris is very friendly guy and wanted to come on the show. He listens to the show, enjoys it. Some of the other folks Upper Deck do as well. So we definitely appreciate that. So check that out. Also, too, real quick, guys, we have I forgot before I forget, we have an Upper Deck hat to give away and also an autographed book about hockey cards autographed by the author and Chris Carlin, who wrote one of the forwards on there. The other guy that wrote the forwards is some lady named Sidney Crosby. So if you can get her to autograph it, then
Babe Ruth. Baby Ruth.
Yeah. Topps Living stat on Twitter said there's a change in Topps Living. Here's something I found interesting. Maybe you can add it to your show. Last 6 outfielders in the Living set are labeled outfielder on the front. So Gallo, Vlad Sr., Kepler, Solar, Bernie, and Eaton have had the first. He has the first 3 in hands. The previous 72 say outfielder.
So I wonder, and this would be something to run by him, if that's not when the year rolled over.
It's not, though.
It's not?
No, because the year rolled over. Let me look. I have it right here.
Maybe when the season started?
The season started was card 157, and the first outfielder was Bryce Harper.
Huh.
You had Braun. You've had. This is great audio. Then you had Vlad. Well, he plays third base. Nelson. Ramon Laureano. K-Line. Lorenzo Kane. Griffey. So you've had a handful of guys. Christian Stewart, Mike Trout. All those guys. It's just been in the last handful of weeks. Because Gallo goes back to just a few weeks ago. So just an interesting bit. I feel bad we did not get that into last week's show, but a small change. And also, too, like the Tony Gwynn's the only National Leaguer that has the red versus the black border at the bottom where the names are.
Right.
Why? I don't know. So it's interesting. So, hey, we also posted a great video, or Steph, I think Angela, because she's the video
recorded it. Yep.
Yeah, Angela's the video. What do we producer? What do we give choreographer?
Video producer. Sure.
Yeah. We had a live an LOL, a live on location at the Adat Chaverim.
Adat Chaverim, I think.
There we go. Showcase on the first. Check out the video. We have it on our YouTube page. It's Uncle Rich's show. It's one of his bi-yearly shows, right?
Yep.
And
if you look closely, you can actually see me somewhere in the video.
How was the show?
I thought it was pretty good.
Yep.
Somewhere around the 1 minute mark. We unfortunately weren't able to attend on Monday. Had some family stuff to run up and do, but we hit the Saturday show bright and early. Ran into a certain doctor in the hobby. Kind of cool talking to him for a few minutes, and hey. But no, I picked up a few cards here and there. They picked up a few magazines. A certain card that certain magazine that if you stack it up with a couple of Kent Herbacks, maybe it would fall over. Double get that reference. You're welcome. That's headed your way, sir. No, it was a fun show. I mean, where can you go for $1? Get maybe a whole $1. Get a chance at a printing sheet or unopened product, or even some magazines or other stuff. It's apparently I mispronounced it. Well, Angela, why don't you come here and say it? Have your chance at these. Plus, right around noon they had hot dogs, chips, a soda for like $3. Not horrible.
That's awesome,
right? So if you're in the Dallas area, come check it out. I guess Plano.
Well, in the thing you sent a picture of is a little girl had a table with a bunch of dollar bags that she'd gotten.
Which, if you watch the video, she's actually in there going through it. Yeah, let me pull up that picture here.
It was so what happened? Like when I did my show a couple weeks ago with Ben and his dad, which was super fun. We noticed there, his dad's like, "Hey, not seen a bunch of kids." Well, later in the day, more kids started showing up. And it was great to see him in there and hanging out and doing some wheeling and dealing and buying stuff and watching them open stuff or get boxes. I mean, these kids are rolling in with straight stacks of cash that I never saw as a kid or even see now at a card show. So that was pretty cool.
Where did it go? Why didn't it unload right?
Did you see a lot of kids at the show? Besides, I saw you shared that one.
Yeah, there actually were. I mean, and we arrived early and kind of left early, but we were there for a good portion of the show anyway.
Okay,
I got the picture up here, but no, there's always usually a good grouping of people from his synagogue that come through. I know the rabbi and his several kids come through. There's a former Beckett supervisor executive. Bill Sutherland that came through with his two boys set up. They were raising money for his Boy Scouts troop.
Oh, nice.
Kind of a nice side venture. There was actually a table of two girls just beyond where that photo is that were selling brownies and packs of 89 Donruss.
Yeah,
they were making a killing.
I bet,
and they were pretty good brownies. They stuffed Oreos on the inside.
Oh,
yeah, really good.
So explain what this little girl was doing. I love this.
So with the $1 entry fee, you get a prize bag of 100, 200 cards, something to that effect, 50, 100, whatever. And you get a prize slip for one of the prizes of whatever it may be. But everyone kept coming up to her and handing her their bags because who wants packs of this, that, or the other? And she was ripping through them, and you can see them there with the chip bag. She just taking the brown bags, tossing them all over the table, sorting it out, which photos she liked, which players looked cool. I mean, a huge pile all over the table.
Well, that's
and sorry, Angela just walked in. I absolutely love seeing it. Her just destroying the table.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Right.
Kids out collecting and having a good time. So
not giving a care about condition, just
right,
enjoying and killing some time.
Well, that's like somebody asked me the other day, like I'm building a 71 top set. Anybody familiar with 71 tops? The black porters
are horrific.
It's a mother. It really is. And I told him, I said, I don't care. If you have a card and I need it for my set, send it my way. So I complete the set. It's all about having the complete set, and later on, I can go back and upgrade when I need to. but it's not for me on that set, just based on condition. It's like, or like, early 50 Giants cards.
Yeah.
I don't care. I have a bunch of 55 Giants cards I bought, and they damn near look like playing cards because the corners are so rounded all around and they're soft and fuzzy. But these cards have lived. And when they're that old, when these cards are able to get Social Security,
right?
Why do I care? It's the fact that they still exist. They're in my collection. I get to look at them and look at these old Giants cards and go, dude, that's awesome.
Well, and that's why I picked up. I'm getting it pulled up here, but I recently have been going through both eBay and Sport Lots and my work, and picking up some of the cards that I need. And in particular, I picked up this. Where is screen share? Boop, boop, boop. From 1951. It's one of the two that I had missing. Now, yeah, sure, the corners are horrible, and there's a crease here, and there's a crease here, and the back is slightly not perfectly centered, but I don't care. One, it knocks off a card I need, and two, this thing is what? It's almost 70 years old now?
Yeah.
He called me to actually pronounce the Jewish synagogue. Adat Chaverim.
Adat Chaverim.
I think the C is silent.
Nope.
Call Rich.
He's asleep.
Well,
yeah.
Nah.
It's late. So this brings up cruises in Mark Armour 04 on Twitter. You don't follow me, really great follow, a lot of interesting posts, good stuff. But he posted, hey, think about opening this box right now, and he posted a box of 2002 vintage baseball. And I wasn't super familiar with the product until like this week.
71 tops.
Yeah, I was going through a bunch of Giants cards that I'd collected over the years, like 5,000 count boxes, and there were a bunch of these cards in here. Yep. And he goes, "Here's the picture of the box," and he's like, "Hey, think about opening this. It's from 2002, busted open, and the first card he was posted Pedro. He's like, cool,
and that's a cool looking photo. Yeah. Ball popping out of his hand.
Beat this Pedro card." So he goes through, and the Upper Deck made this product. And he's like, hey, might as well stop now. Well, next pack he opens up.
Maybe I just beat it.
Yeah, it's a dual signature of Yogi Berra and Johnny Bench, 99 out of 100 on card. And the Yogi's definitely from his coaching days and not his playing days.
Right. Like 85-ish.
And then Johnny's picture is probably from the late 70s, early 80s. And it's a driver's license photo, I believe.
Right.
No, I'm kidding. But it looks like one's black and white. And he's got a goofy smile. It's like, smile, Johnny's like, yeah, whatever, asshole. Right. But probably two of the best catchers of all time, right?
Easily, yeah.
The World Series these guys played in would make you...
Right. Two dynasties. You got Yogi from 49 to 53, won ring after ring after ring after ring. Not to mention, as a coach or manager, I think he won one other. So, dude has like 10 rings, one for each finger.
Yeah,
and Johnny Bench won 3 in the 70s, 4?
Yeah, one of the best teams probably the team of the decade, I would say. They'd rival the A's of the 70s had Charlie Finley not been such a jackhammer.
The end of the decade, yeah. 77, 78, 81, 80. Like that.
So just ridiculous. Sometimes what might be sitting in an old box of wax. So,
and no redemption.
Yep. So that's pretty cool. Fun to open that kind of stuff and see that hop in there. Hurricane Dorian's like blowing through town, blowing up the coast, and I've been away from the TV for a couple of days, and so I know that it was heading away from like the Daytona Beach area and kind of heading up towards Jacksonville. But at Plain Life 2013 tweeted out, "Should Dorian force me to evacuate? Boys, you're coming with me." And he has a picture, or she has a picture, not sure. This collector has a picture of their cards. And sorry I didn't put the link in there, Steph.
I got it.
And it made us think, like, what cards would you take with you during a natural disaster? So if you had like a if you had time to prep here in California, earthquake happens. I mean, you're there. But if you have a hurricane headed your way, maybe a tornado or a fire, something like that.
Typhoon on the West Coast.
Yeah, typhoon, tsunami. I guess like there's a Ricky rookie, there's a bench rookie, as we talked about, a Ryan rookie, a Gretzky rookie, a Kirby Puckett Fleer rookie, a Jordan rookie. That 93 Stadium Club. Jack Murphy, Derek Jeter. Is that
got Mario Lemieux? You got Puckett. You got the Jerry Koosman rookie.
Yeah. You got that Irving, rookie. I don't know who the twins are up there. Yaz rookie, McCovey rookie,
Hank Allen rookie.
Yeah. Tom Seaver rookie card. So I mean, these are some nice Dr. J. Squires.
Willie
second year. Yeah. So, I mean, a really nice, by the way, congratulations. Those are some sexy cards in the first place.
Right.
Enjoying those. But what would you do, Steph?
So I've kind of thought about this in the past as far as what I would grab and which cards I would bring. And the easiest answer for me in a life-threatening emergency, you don't grab anything. I mean, in today's time, your house gets broken into or someone's on a murderous rampage, life and limb, right? But if you know that in the case of a hurricane, you're evacuating or something to that effect, I would definitely grab. I have 2 silver cases from. Oh, what's the product here? 1 second.
What's up, Chris? Chris Torres. Hey, by the way, as September starts, Chris has a new sales spreadsheet. So if you guys are selling anywhere, shows online, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you're using, reach out to Chris at CRT Sports Cards on Twitter, or hit us up and we'll get you in connection with Chris to get the new spreadsheet. So it's awesome. I use it. It keeps track of if you're making money or not, how you're doing. So
Panini Flawless, as it were. 2 cases of that. Not that I opened them, but people trying to resell just the cases for $10-15. Hey, yeah, I'll pick it up. Because they make nice storage. You can put mag touches in there.
Yeah. So, I go ahead. Sorry. What card are you taking with you?
I've got the Ruth, and I've got my Bonds in there, and I've got the top 7 home run hitters collection going on in there. And then I would grab my vintage binders. Just because of age.
Yeah.
I mean, the 50s Bowman, the 50s tops, the 60s tops, my pre-war stuff, just because that's a bit harder to replace than, say, a 2019 1 of 1 for who cares.
I'm grabbing my George Brett binder and then my box of Hall of Fame rookie cards.
Makes sense. Who you got in there?
The oldest probably would be Yastrzemski, sure. And then also too, I have another box that I might grab that has some current day stars and then some retired stars that I really, really like. Like my 85 Topps McGuire rookie is in that box.
Second year.
So. I said 85 Topps. So no, there's just a couple things. Most of the stuff that, I mean, if something were to happen, it's like I could replace it and I wouldn't, I wouldn't be totally devastated on and that kind of stuff. So, but you got to do what you got to. Oh, and I'd probably grab my Mike Trout rookie that's in a mag touch. So,
yeah. And where'd you get that from?
A really nice lady named Angela. She is an old lady collector. She only drove the car on Sundays to church and collected baseball cards. So she hooked it up.
Of course.
Right here, Coastal Astros 72s, and during Hurricane Harvey, I took my PC collection vintage sets. I hope everything turned out okay for you. So the saddest thing is, did you ever see Comic Book Guys or whatever that was? The Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
And then one of the bearded guy on the show, he lost all of his stuff in Hurricane, the one that was in New York and New Jersey.
Right. I know which one you're talking about. Sure.
Sandy.
Dorian? Sandy. Yes.
Hurricane Sandy. Yeah, he lost almost his entire comic book collection to Sandy because they had to get out. So,
Yep.
But save yourself first. They're just pieces of cardboard.
Well, yeah, and I mean, if you're in a place to evacuate safely, do so. I mean, we went through Hurricane Katrina, not living in New Orleans, but near it, and I definitely pack up what you can, get out while it's safe if you can, or hunker down.
Yeah,
but if you're gonna grab what you're gonna grab and have time, do it.
The only time I've had to evacuate was back in 2017. Early 2017, there was a dam up in this big Lake Oroville here in Northern California, and the floodgate had broken and they couldn't release water. Well, the water was about to go over the dam, and this is a massive, massive lake. And my mother and father-in-law live in a small town not too far from Oroville, but where it was going to be in the splash zone.
Right.
And my father-in-law has 3 classic cars, a really nice Harley, and we're in a town like an hour away. So we find this on the news. We jam up there with some cousins and an uncle, and we get all the cars and we hightail it out of there. An hour later, well, after we got one of the cars stuck in the mud, and we got out of there and we got some pictures, and he got, they got some stuff out of the safe, and we got the cars out of there and we caravanned, and it took us like 10 hours to get back to we were before. It was crazy, the craziest, and it's like getting 40,000 people out of a 2-lane road.
Yep.
And nothing ever happened. They stayed at our house for like about 4 or 5 days before they could go home, and everything was good. But it was like we were driving. Everybody's driving out of town. Like there's a stream, and we're driving into the eye of the storm. And we're the only ones on that side of the highway. And I was told my wife and her cousin at the time, I said, dude, we're going to remember this. It's not funny now. It'll be funny later. And ended up being. But to me, it was like a movie because you're driving like, into the tornado.
Kind of like one of those zombie type.
We were driving to the zombies. It was like,
right.
We're going to get there. Yeah. So it's our adventure. So we talked about this earlier. 2019-20 Panini Contenders Zion Williamson. So there was one out there, a 3 out of 5 rookie autograph ticket. It has 258 bids currently. It has 5 days and 13 hours left. And about 2 hours ago, it was at $99,900.
Which is where it's currently at. By the way, you'll earn 100 in eBay bucks if you end up winning.
Yeah, I hope you'd earn some eBay bucks. It's shipping from Hong Kong, and okay, so it's at $100K.
Yeah,
I'm speechless. He's not even in his Pelicans uniform.
Nope, Duke.
There's 4 other versions of this card.
Yep.
So I went to look to see if there were any sold Contenders autos, and there haven't been yet. There was a non-auto game day ticket out of 15 that sold for $1,500. It was $1,499, our best offer, and it was accepted at $1,400. Here's the card. It's nothing special. I mean, it's out of 5. What's the 101 going to go for? So, yeah. There's also I tried to find a base one. I didn't see a similar base to this. A lot of them are a different design. They were going for a few hundred currently. But a cracked ice game day out of 21 out of 23 had 11 bids to go, almost 2 days and 21 hours, and it was over $1,100. So the cracked ice version of this one.
How about a printing plate 101 rookie auto?
What's that going for? $1 billion?
$1,375.
Yeah. So this is the design that I saw the base autos were going for like $700 or $800 listed. Nothing had sold yet, so I want to. Yeah, it's a sticker. So
there's 2 printing plates out already.
Yeah.
Number 2 of $39.95 or best offer.
Interesting.
Of course, that's a different pose. No, yeah, it's different pose, but
There's
still.
a couple of different cards. So, what would you do? Sell it.
Had I spent my money, as you said, I feel sorry for someone who bought it at the $400 price and ends up with a bunch of Timberwolves rookies. But had I pulled that, if you do like a single pack and end up hitting that, yeah, it's going on eBay tomorrow
for sure.
Take out your 40% to the IRS or whatever the plus the eBay fees.
And I'm buying myself a Hellcat Challenger tomorrow.
I'm paying off my student loan debt.
Yeah, Hellcat Challenger, so the wife can't complain and be like, "Man, I'd trade a basketball card for this."
Jokes aside, I'd probably pick up 68 Mustang.
Yeah.
Joey.
Yeah. No, if I was going to go vintage, it'd be a 69 Camaro. So.
I got a fun story about that for later.
69 or Camaros?
Both.
69 in a Camaro. We were also going to talk about this last week at Kronk34, which is an awesome handle. Chris Rasmussen.
Chonk 34.
Chonk 34. I thought there was an R, so it's not as cool anymore. Chris Rasmussen. He had a series of tweets 2 Sundays ago about card shop owners. I'm just going to read through them and then we'll chat. So, I hate it when card shop owners try to paint collectors as the bad guy. I'm sorry that the advent of e-commerce entered your localized monopoly on sports collectibles, but I'm not going to pretend the internet doesn't exist because the market changed and you won't adapt. I'm not against local guy or small business, but if your business model hasn't changed since 1996 and you treat potential customers like they're crooks, it could be that you as a seller are the problem. I've been to many shops that I would spend a lot of money at if they were local. They have a variety of inventory, hold events for collectors, and most importantly, hire staff who are friendly and knowledgeable about the current state of the hobby.
Sure.
It's the same in other hobbies. I used to spend a ton of money at our local game and / hobby store. They didn't beat internet prices, but they were local, and it was a fun place to visit. They hired some new guys who treated customers poorly and refused to learn about the products outside of their narrow interest, and I stopped shopping there. Apparently, other people did too because they went out of business. Maybe if they'd been the only source for hobby supplies like they were in the 90s, they could have stayed open, but they failed to adapt. If I want cards or games in the 90s, I didn't have a choice but to go to the local guys and pay whatever they asked, even though they treated me poorly. Now I don't have to put up with that. My hobby experience is exponentially better, and my money goes to sellers who adapt. So it's just a good point. My hobby shop that we talk about all the time, Teammates in Carmichael, California, was this way. The store from when I went to it to what it was until about 2015. And so that's about 2012, about 2010 to 2015. They did not, it looked like a hobby shop from the 1990s. And they didn't change. They didn't want to change. And if you went in during not General Hospital, but Days of Our Lives during that hour, they would not talk to you, not help you. You could light the store on fire and they wouldn't say anything. They didn't, and so what happened was they got bought out. The new owner came in, closed it down for a month, cleared everything out, redid everything, opened it back up, and he beats Dave and Adams in blowout consistently on wax prices. He's got probably the best dollar boxes I've ever seen. He has $2 boxes. He sells, he has junk wax that he sells super cheap, always keeps a fresh stock if that's what you like. His vintage is insane. He keeps local teams, but he also knows that there's important to keep players from all over the place, and he knows the internet exists because he has a thriving eBay store. And so he puts that, he knows that, and so he gives you the best price possible. So he adapted and changed. Others don't, and I wanted to get your opinion on this, Steph, as a collector, what you thought about these tweets. I think they were very insightful. They're very spot on.
Sure, they really are. I mean, you got the coverage for seeing what a shop was, retooling it, and making it so that it's set to last another 10 years. I mean, you can't be charging $20 for a box of 1991 Upper Deck when I can go online and get it for 10 or 5 or less. You have to adapt, or otherwise you're going to go out of business. And it's unfortunate that small brick and mortars are unfortunately losing money online. But, maybe you go online too if that's where you can make money. I mean, if it's kind of like something I was telling Angela earlier, if you do thing A 3 times and get the same result and it's not what you want, why are you going to keep doing thing A? Try B. You might get a different answer. Now, yeah, sure, that's a super simplified answer, but if you're losing money left and right and you're in the red and it's obvious you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. It's those things. It's like I worked in a retail business where you had to adapt and change, and they were on top of that. And the reason being is because they didn't want to get left behind, because we saw what happened to other competitors of ours, and
say Blockbuster to Netflix.
Yeah. And, the damage that it, that it could incur to your business. And it's like, hey, if you want to stay in business, you have to know what else is out there. And I agree. I think that, hobby shops need to learn it. And unfortunately, and a lot of people talked about, allocation and stuff, and hobby shops getting a box or two. And we talked about this, I think, last week or the week before. The distributors get the product from the manufacturer, and they give it to the customer that spends the most money with them. That's just how what happens. So if your hobby shop's ordering a box, they might get a box. But if then the hot product comes and they want a case, they might get a box instead of a case, because they're only ordering one box at a time. And sometimes you have to change your model. A good thing to look at is Card Collector 2 on Twitter. Just we had him on 10 or so episodes ago.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Took over his local LCS, closed it down, cleaned it out, started from scratch. And he said it's been a little difficult, but he's keeping trucking along, and he's trying to make it happen. And he's going after that new type of customer, and that's what you need to do. And as Angela says here in the chat, regular store hours. Most of the old brick and mortars don't have those. Yeah, know your hours. Most shops that I know are closed on a Monday, right? But they're open the rest of the week, and they're 11 to 5 or whatever. I think sometimes they lose out when they're only open to that on a weekday. You have those guys that work during the week,
right?
So yeah.
Was it really that far back?
What?
I'm looking at the videos here, and I thought it was more recent. I'm trying to find the episode that he was on.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
Maybe it's just not titled.
He's not in the title, I don't think.
I should probably edit that in.
So it's just one of those things. I just saw Steph just shared a tweet from the Brew Crew Deer 414 Brew Crew Deer 414 Fear the Deer. Now I follow them on Twitter as well, but they bought three blasters.
Looks like blaster, yeah.
3 blasters of chrome and got all upset. Not one auto, not one numbered card, and then some choice language towards Topps pieces of excrement. They're blasters. They're blasters. That's all I'm gonna say. They're retail blasters.
But like I bought my lotto ticket from the gas station. I'm supposed to get $1 million, right? I mean, yeah, it sucks when you get blown out, but you're gonna have more of those than times you get a 1-of-1.
You spent $60 on 3 blasters. Had you bought a hobby box online for say $90, you're gonna get 2 autos and some numbered cards.
Probably.
So wait till the next check and get your $30 more and then buy that box.
Rip.
Oh, some people can't get it out of their own way. I've done deals with this dude. I feel like he's a pretty, all right guy, but let me guess. So Foulball 5 put in the chat. He said during the Thomas fire in Ventura, I loaded up 75% of my collection in my van and drove it out of the fire. My house didn't burn, but 3 doors away, and most of his neighborhood did. Yeah, Paradise, California, the whole damn town burned to the ground. Last year about this time, not too far from me, about an hour and a half up the way. Actually, what's funny is it's not funny. It's near Oroville, and so all those people had to evacuate at that time, and then they got to experience again. Unfortunately, we had the Napa fires a couple years ago.
Yep.
Took out Cliff Branch's house. He lost everything. I'm glad you're okay.
Definitely.
But that's that's the thing. You take what you love or if you can, and you get the hell out of there. So
life and limb before.
Oh, for sure.
Collections.
Yeah, make sure your family, dogs, all that stuff safe, and take the pets.
Yes,
take the pets, please.
Don't be that guy. Episode 51, by the way.
51. God, it was that long ago?
Yeah, nearly
Holy
3 months.
Yesterday. Wow. It's been a month since we saw each other, Steph.
Yeah.
It's a month since I've seen my cuddle buddy, Kev.
Your
midnight
cuddle buddy.
Yeah. Anyway. 2019 football NFL season's upon us. College kicked off really in earnest last week. But we get the first game tomorrow night, Bears, Packers, which is awesome for the 100th season of the NFL.
Can they both lose?
What's up?
Can they both lose? Asking for a friend.
No, come on now.
Fine, the Lions can win, right?
The Lions won't win. They'll get in their own way. Trust me. I watched so many Lions games in my life. 2000. So we have the season. I'm excited. I heard Zeke showed up or signed his deal, and he's coming. So there's that. Everybody should have their fantasy drafts done and complete. But we want to talk a few things. So top NFL rookies to collect, and we kind of try to stay away from certain guys, and I'll talk about that. But then we're also going to talk about some underrated veterans to collect. Mm-hmm. And really the thing is with football collecting is quarterback's king, and that's really the only guys that truly hold their value. Sure. I don't believe we have a ton of quarterback talk through here. There are a few. We'll explain, but you can pick up Zeke and you can pick up Le'Veon Bell for some especially Bell for some ridiculously low prices. Alvin Kamara, and these are some of the best running backs in the game. It's just they don't have the longevity anymore of a Smith or a Sanders or a Peyton did. Receivers, hard to, for whatever reason, they just don't. It's just only about the quarterback. And the quarterback class dominates your rookie, how good the rookie class is going to be and how products are going to go.
Sure.
And, this year we have Kyler that went number 1 to the Cardinals, and you had Daniel Jones 6 to the Giants, and then Haskins 15 to the Redskins. So you had 3 quarterbacks in the first round, a handful of names in the second, third, fourth, and so on that went to other teams that probably aren't going to see a lot of action this year. I'm not saying that the first 3 will. I mean, I think Murray's going to get all the action in Arizona, but the other 2 are going to, be behind veterans at first. So, Steph, who are your top 3 NFL rookies to collect this year? I like where you went with this. Explain.
So I went with not necessarily names that people are super excited about, but I went with interesting names. Because if you're not going to collect the number 1 overall draft pick and you're not going to collect the guys from your team, why not collect the interesting names of the guys that would have a quote unquote F face of today? Just based on their name. I mean, you hear often, guys having the Wally Moon collection or the
Rusty Kuntz
or Dick Pole or any of those guys. So I kind of went that route.
You an all name team,
kind of, yeah.
So
I went Rock Yassin just because it sounded cool.
Defensive back of the Colts.
The Colts, rest in peace, Andrew Luck. Irv Smith Jr., not senior, for my Minnesota Vikings, and Greedy Williams for the Cleveland Browns, D-back.
Yeah, defensive back, not pretty solid names.
Of course.
And I think all these guys were taken in the second round or higher.
I believe
Jake
so.
from a few years ago, who's been on my fantasy bench in my prospect league or my dynasty league as a prospect, but I finally had to let him go.
Or what about Bong Puffer?
Bong Puffer, yeah. Mine. I went a little different way. I went. So we talk about collectible quarterbacks. Murray is the pricing is probably going to outrun his talent at this point. Jones, kind of an unknown, but in New York, his prices are starting to come up. He had a decent preseason, and Haskins. These guys are already priced at a higher value than maybe what they are or should be at this point in time, and maybe in the long term, it's a good value. But for me, it's not a collectible value at this point. So that's right on my list. My first rookie is Buffalo Bills running back Devin Singletary. Now that they released Shady McCoy, and this was also on Steph's list of names, by the way.
Because isn't he related to Mike?
I think there's some kind of he's a nephew-ish. I'm not 100% sure.
What the Google says.
Sorry about that. So in Devin Singletary, because I think he's going to get a lot of run in Buffalo as the running back, and he was a lower mid-round pick, and so he doesn't have that superstar name to him yet, but could build up to that this year. And then a couple of guys maybe to put away. Carolina quarterbacks, and I know Ken Kinsley's like this. Carolina Panthers quarterback, Will Grier from West Virginia. Going to be, third string probably on that team, playing behind Cam, but could be the heir apparent to taking over that franchise at some point in time when, Cam's been having some injury issues. Greer's a little bit of a similar talent as far as athleticism, maybe not as athletic as Cam, but could fill that similar type role with the team and slide right in there if Cam were to move on. And, Andrew Luck was drafted the year after Cam, and he's already retired. And then also too, my third one is Denver Broncos quarterback Drew Lock. Right now they have Joe Flacco from Flacco, and his aging back. He's going to be a year or two stopgap. Let Lock learn the offense, and get familiar with the NFL, and take off. They were looking. They had I think 3 second-round picks, and they traded back to 2, and then they traded back up to get Lock in the draft, and he had a very productive career in Missouri, and could do the same with that Broncos offense. And you have some young weapons there with Cortland Sutton and Deshaun Hamilton, Noah Fant. They've done that, and they have a great defense, so that could always help a younger quarterback. So a couple of guys to look for there. So Steph, who are your underrated veterans that you'd look to collect?
So I got a homer pick here too, but first, David Johnson, running back Arizona Cardinals, if he can stay healthy, had a kind of a big bounce back season after Angela drafted him first overall in the 2017 draft. Not that anybody cares about your fantasy team, but it might have a good year. Look for somebody to have another second good bounce back season, and I think Arizona might surprise a few people this year. But for my other two, I went with former punt/kick returner turned wide receiver options. Adam Humphries, who reminds me a lot of my other pick, Adam Thielen, undrafted out of college, signed to the practice squads, and have now been putting up numbers. Humphries himself almost had 1,000-yard season, I think, last year. And Thielen's put up year after year improvements in yards and touchdowns, and they're kind of the Bill Belichick wide receiver types. But I think they might have good years.
No, I like this.
I hope for sure one of them does.
But Adam Humphries, right?
Yeah, of course. That way we can pick him up next year.
Yeah, no. So Jake from NorCal says I'm a Mizzou grad. Really, yeah. I'm not rooting for him. I'm just gonna say he could be a good pick. There's no good KU players. Come on now. And then Doug A said, in my opinion, don't sleep on Easton Stick after Phillip Rivers retires. I agree. He was on my short list. The kid out of North Dakota State, just like
NDSU.
just like Carson Wentz. So my 3 underrated NFL vets to collect: Los Angeles Chargers quarterback Phillip Rivers, that of the many children. He's most likely never going to win a Super Bowl, but he has been durable. He's taken this team to very high heights as far as the AFC Championship game on a blown out knee. He's put up numbers. He's seems to be a really good person. He's a family person, so I don't think that investing in him in something like something terrible he's going to do something terrible to bring down his value. I believe he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's
one of those bucket chuckets.
Yeah. And he's a passionate guy, and I think that the Chargers are just kind of underrated little franchise that doesn't get a lot of love. My second one is Cincinnati Bengals receiver AJ Green. He has done nothing but be a stud from day one. 1,000-yard seasons, catches, touchdowns. But he's been playing on a Bengals team with it's probably their most successful period of their career of their franchise history. But again, receivers aren't super collectible. He's been stuck with, Andy Dalton his whole career, but he's one of those guys that could be great. And then the last one is probably I would say the biggest legend on the list here, wide receiver, Arizona Cardinals, Larry Fitzgerald.
Sure.
I know you probably a little homer from him. He's from Minnesota. He was a Minnesota Vikings ball boy. He learns as a high school player from Chris Carter and Randy Moss. They went to his high school games.
Jake Reed.
Yeah. Oh, Jake Reed. He's the forgotten guy. Like Brett Perryman up in Detroit back in the day when they had Herman Moore and Brett Perryman. Aubrey Matthews, I think. But no, Larry Fitzgerald's had a wonderful career running down T.O. in a bunch of categories. They'll never catch Rice, but
if only could learn how to spell his last name.
Sorry, I was in a hurry. So those are some just underrated vets right here. So, Jake from NorCal, Rivers is a Hall of Famer. Aaron K, I agree. So, I'm a smart guy. These guys are super smart. The Bengals are more prolific on offense than they've ever been, but those 80 Bengals were tough. Okay. But, they didn't have an A.J. Green. They had Chris Collinsworth. But AJ is a Hall of Fame. I think all these guys are Hall of Famers on my list. Now, David Johnson's probably the one Hall of Famer on Steph's list, but Thielen's from where he came from, he's a stud. And Humphreys has been super reliable, just left the Buccaneers and got paid in Tennessee. So, send us yours if you think it's different. So, we got a special mail day. This is from Australia.
Aussie.
From Brent Scotchmer, and he's an artist, and he's done some stuff with tops, with sketch cards. And he started these new foil packs. I think they're $22 shipped.
Sure.
And they have artist proofs and a bunch of stuff. And he said he wanted to send a package, and so from Australia he sent this to me.
And I looked when I was at work one day, and he does have cards in our thing. So he's definitely talented and definitely recognized in the hobby.
The Harry Potter Lego one's right up my alley.
Right. I really like that Mario. That's super cool looking.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what's in here, what he's offering. So he sent this to us as a thing to hey, he's trying to get some recognition a little bit and to sell some of these packs. So we're going to go.
He'd sold half of them already. So hey, props.
We're going to go ahead and open this up and just see what's in here. So, all right. So empty. We have 2 packs. This is number 10 out of 20 and number 18 out of 20. So
nice.
They're a nice foil pack. And they have their press, media, influencers, 7 autographed cards. That's what that's labeled as, and it has his little logo on top. So we're going to open the first pack.
So it looks like 50% sold, and then he's posted a few sketch cards from one of the top Star Wars sets here. Share them.
Oh Wow. And so really on this, we're going to be giving these away as well. And I'll think of some, we'll think of some giveaway to do. So you remember how I talked about my favorite card that he showed?
Yeah. Very nice.
You received, so it's the Harry Potter. It says on the back, you've received an exclusive trading card featuring art by Brett Scotchmer, and it has all of his good info on the back here.
Got some Star Wars pictures here. You got Luke, had Han previously, and there's Leia.
Yeah. So then we have a robot. Not sure where that one's from.
Does it say on the back?
No. We have a stormtrooper.
Nice.
Stay Puff.
Very nice.
And by the way, the autograph on the back is on card.
Of course.
All of them. Hey, Steph.
Very nice.
Mario.
It's a me, Mario.
The yellow Power Ranger.
Cool.
And it looks like a Velociraptor being hatched.
So what? You thinking Jurassic Park there?
Yeah, Jurassic Park. Right?
Yep.
All right, that was pack 18 out of 20. So here is pack 10 out of 20. Yeah, so he made these packs, I think 20 packs for press, media, and social media influencers. So that's what the name of the pack's for. And that's who received these packs.
Boop, boop. There's you.
So it's a dupe pack, but the same stuff. So we'll give out the packs as a Steph as a whole.
Do you want to do that, or do you want to do per?
I don't know. What do you think we should do?
Do one of each?
We'll give out a pack. We'll give out one pack, and then we'll give out all the individual cards to then there's
Sounds good.
set 5, 6, 7 cards, and we'll have 8 winners out of this.
Sure.
So I'll come up with something. I'll put it out tomorrow. What we'll do. So we'll have 2 contests going.
Looks like he has 5 on our website. It's got Han Solo. I think that's I guess a Walker from Walking Dead. It's got a nice what's the who's it's Aliens. You got I think that's Luke, supposed to be Luke, and then one of the bounty hunters.
Okay. Yeah, so that's super nice of Brent, and we will send those out, and we'll figure something out fun to do. So, yeah, a little short show tonight. I mean, there wasn't a lot going on in the collecting world this week, but and without Ben, somebody's out. He's out on assignment, so like I said, we'll be back next week. Don't forget about our contest.
Boba Fett, obviously.
Boba Fett, yes. Follow us on Periscope, so all the Periscope followers will be entered. If you're already following us, awesome. Be our friend on the Facebook, but like our page. So if you're a friend there and you like our page, share that with us, because I don't think I can see who likes all the page. So you have to share that with us. And then also, too, if you subscribe to us on YouTube, send us a screen grab that you're subscribed there as well. You can email us at aboutthecardspod@gmail.com, aboutthecardspod@gmail.com, or hit us up on Twitter at aboutthecards. And let us know and share those with us, and I'll get a list, and we'll do a random at the beginning of the show next week and give those away. So, Steph, any final thoughts before we head out tonight in episode number 63?
63. No, not really. Good year of tops, but no, I hope everyone has a nice, fun week collecting in the hobby, and show us your hits, show us your pulls, and hopefully you have better blaster luck.
Yeah. Well, remember, live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific, 10 Central on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe and review our show on all platforms. Follow us on Twitter about the cards. Follow Ben at our trading cards. Follow Steph at Junkwax Twins. Follow me at Big Shep 79.
Yep.
And hit the thumbs up button on the stream. 10 watchers and 5 thumbs up means at least 5 more people can do it. Yeah, I agree. Thanks.
At least 10 more.
Yeah.
Hey.
Let's do it. And always, like Steph said, share your hobby stories, great polls, and send your questions our way. We love that, and that's how we build our show.
Yep.
And we appreciate it. So keep collecting, and we'll see you next week. Have a good one.